Oh man, howdy. How you doing? I'm pretty tired. I don't know. I guess it's been a busy week. I really wasn't even that busy at work. I got out a little early. I came home, started another movie, and I was just falling asleep. So I was like, man, I better do a review before I just don't want to do it. So I watched Graveyard Shift from 1986. Have you ever seen this? I remember. I think I remember the trailers when this came out, or it was on cable. And when I really started getting into movies, I bought this from Amazon, I guess. I don't know where I got this from. And I never watched it. I think I put it on just like Subspecies. Like once or twice I put it on and then just turned it off. I don't know why I never watched it. So I was going through my tapes and I was like, let me watch, stuff I haven't seen that I have. And I was moving some tapes and I was like, Graveyard Shift. I totally forgot I had this. So, terror is his favorite passenger, and the meter is running. Night brings out the hunger in people, especially for a mysterious New York cab driver. He's a powerful vampire, and working the night shift brings a sultry array of sensuous passengers within his grasp. Embracing those ready to die, he controls an erratic but well-balanced vampire realm. Then unexpectedly, he discovers erotic human passion, unleashing a raging, terrorizing evil. When a slew of innocent victims are senselessly slaughtered, the baffled police must solve a 350-year-old mystery of unsated passion. Graveyard Shift is an after-hours love story. I didn't know he was 350 years old. So yeah, cab driver Steven, I think his name is. Yeah, he's a kind of reminded me of Dust Devil in that he says like he only sucks on women, and he finds them ones that are like gonna kill themselves. It's just like Dust Devil did, and would meet them halfway in their death. He always bites them on the tit too, so that was cool. It's different. It's very atmospheric. It's got to be a low budget, very low budget movie. It's also known as the Central Park Drifter. I like Graveyard Shift better, but there's also that Stephen King's Graveyard Shift. So, and yeah, it has a lot of. It's moody. Again, this is another one. It's not gory. It's very bloody. A lot of nudity, or a lot of breasts. The actor, see if I can find his name. Nope. He's pretty good. He has like a flat face. When you see his profile and his nose kind of goes down. He looks weird. He looks like a vampire. And yeah, he's a cab driver, so it reminded me of Taxi Driver, the newer one like that. But he's actually likable. Like if his normal like cabbie persona. He has a friend that he meets in a diner, and oh yeah, he eats food. He eats a French fry. Like I say, vampires can't eat regular food, and so he eats normal food. And then when he's leaving, his friend's like, "Let me get you a greasy burger." And I was like, "Greasy? Is that what it's called? A greasy burger? I want one." And his friend, I don't know who his friend was. I didn't look it up, but he was likable too. Like I was like, this guy's a good character. So yeah, and then it goes into another story about this female music video director, and like her husband interrupts one of her shoots, and her husband is weird at first. Like I thought maybe they were just like co-workers because they're very standoffish to each other. And then this guy comes and like puts his arm around the girl, Michelle, and like guides her away, and they just have a very like bad relationship for a married couple. And her husband's like, well, I want to see Tina, the actress in the video, and she's your friend too. And he bangs her in like a back room. So Graveyard Shift is one of the few movies I've ever seen that reminds me of a Richard Lehman novel. So that I really like that aspect. There's other vampires too that he's created. He, like I said, he only turns women, which I thought was cool too. Because I'll talk about it later. But he only turns women into vampire. He only like feeds off women, I guess. Um, it also kind of reminded me of Brain Damage. It's like nighttime New York in the 80s, a lot of like seedy looking areas. And then it also reminded me a little bit of Demons, the Italian Demons, with the lighting and this is like a EP recorded tape, so it's real grainy and dark, and actually added to it for me. But I would like to see like the best it could look. That would be different because there's some really cool lighting effects and cool colors. Uh, and okay, so there's a Steven and then I go Michelle, and then there's these two detectives that are um, trying to solve, they're finding murder victims, like from the girls he's changed, like they're feeding and killing people. So the cops are like, they think it's a serial killer. They know that there's bites, so, but they're never like, oh, it's a vampire. So really, it's kind of, I'd say, a little unfocused. It's just Steven, but then he meets up with Michelle and she finds out that she, I guess, has cancer, and she only has a month to live. She doesn't want to do any therapy, like chemo or anything. She just wants to let it run its course. And then so I was like, man, well, Steven, like, make her a vampire so she can live forever. So that was pretty cool. And then they start hanging out. He goes to a party she has, meets her husband, and then yeah, it's just him and her. There's a really cool part where Michelle and Steven, they have sex. His friend, his other cabbie friend, the cool dude, he's with a girl, and then another girl that Steven has changed. She's just in a junkyard and like seduces the security guard, and they show them all, happening. And then his friend gets killed, and the vampire in the junkyard chops the security guard's manhood off. Like, I knew it, but you don't see it. You just see her like raise her hand and he screams. But it was a cool scene. I'm sorry I ruined it for you. So yeah, it's just then it turns into like a love story between Steven and Michelle. Her husband wants to stop him, and then we get to the climax where we get a little gore, some more blood, and more vampires. Steven, when he turns into when he vamps out, he just turns white and his hair turns white. It looks like just like sprinkling of white on his hair. He doesn't. I think on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like the vampires just had like a big forehead. I hated that look. And he's got big fangs. Yeah, they just mostly turn white. Some of the girls look pretty cool. Get a little gore at the end. Like I said, I thought the ending was pretty good. I was reading reviews, and some said that the ending just felt rushed. I thought it was fine. So I'm glad I watched it. Definitely better than Pumpkin Man and Centipede Horror. Now comparing it to Subspecies, I mean, Subspecies had some nips in it. This has a lot more boobs. No bush or ass or anything like that, but it's a lot of boobs, sex, and it just gave me that layman feel. So Graveyard Shift, I looked. It's not on Tubi. It's not on YouTube. I saw someone reviewed. No, that was the Blu-ray, but that was for the Stephen King Night Shift. I don't know if this has ever been released. I think it has a DVD. Good vampire flick, and it says 86, 87. So this came out the same time as Near Dark and The Lost Boys. Definitely those are much better than this. That'd be a good triple vampire watch. So, but man, I can't decide if I like this better than Subspecies. I'm gonna say Jesus, because Roger looks so cool. I guess I'm gonna go with Subspecies, but this was good. Definitely give it a give it a 3. Better than average. Man, 3.5. I don't know. Can't. There's no in between. No, okay, I'll give it a 3.5 because I would watch it again, but I would like to get a DVD now of it. So yes, solid. Well, actually, just caught onto the skin of its fangs to 3.5. It just feels like a horror movie. It's like not gothic, but it's just very dark and moody, mysterious. And the guy was good. He was pretty good. I remember when I first watched it, I was like, "Who's this chump?" But now watching the whole movie, his voice kind of reminds me of Chuck Schuldiner from Death. His normal speaking voice. So Graveyard Shift, I'd say definitely if you can find it, give it a watch for Halloween. It's weird now, like the 2 movies that I did like most are vampire movies. So I don't know what that means, but Graveyard Shift, check it out.